Hey everyone, and welcome to my second channel. If you wanted my first channel, this isn't it, but today we have something very special. So I bought a Lamborghini. Not a real one, but it looks pretty real, and it is not that. Weirdly enough, that is a real Lamborghini that I do own. I am in the UK right now, and I bought this fake Lamborghini with the intent to make it sorta kinda real by putting a V12 in it. But things changed because I bought a McLaren P1, and P1 parts are very, very expensive. So today, I'm gonna sell it. And then I'm gonna tell all of you about it because this car is very special to me, and I think it's gonna be very special to somebody in the audience, hopefully, because I need money. So I am in a field, and I'm looking at my 2003 Lamborghini Murcielago, and this one, I actually do have a video on my channel. This one is gonna be making it over to the States at some point, but this is what I'm talking about. So this is a Lamborghini Diablo replica. This is supposed to be like a VT Roadster, but it looks freaking awesome. Now, the person that sold me this car is, well, he's right here.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Pretty good. So this is Sam Hard.
How's it going?
I'm all right. And Sam also has a Lamborghini replica. Yeah. So this is on a MR2 chassis.
Yeah. So it's been lengthened like 2 feet, widened 2 feet.
Yeah.
And I think this looks better than yours in some ways. Like
that definitely look from this angle. That looks better than mine for sure. But this I think looks damn good. So this is not a Fiero or an MR2 or anything. This is a custom tube chassis. And the chassis was made by a company called NAERC. And that company was very notable because they got sued by Lamborghini for basically making a one-to-one replica of the actual Diablo. So much, in fact, that you can put a V12 from a Diablo and the gearbox in the correct place. Now, this is a bit of a project. It needs a little bit of work, but it looks fantastic. I know that the suspension is like C4 Corvette stuff, and the brakes and all that as well. But in that bonnet, our hood, is it a hood?
It's
bonnet?
A bonnet. We're in England.
Okay.
Not a cap on your head.
It's not. Bonnets are for babies. Okay.
But the actual roof actually comes off and clicks on the back here properly. It's got the same fasteners that you'd have on a real Lamborghini.
And take a look at that. That is a supercharged V8 with a Porsche gearbox. This is a 5-speed, right?
Yes, there's a G50 transmission turned upside down with a spray system, which actually allows you to cool it. Because obviously, if this was in a Porsche, the engine would be the other way around. So the engine would face the other way. So they turn the transmission upside down to allow it to obviously go in the right direction. Otherwise, you go really fast in the wrong direction.
Yeah, you'd have 5 reverses. So this is, I believe, an Eaton M90 supercharger. And do you know anything about this engine?
So apparently, this car I bought from Richard Rawlins from Gas Monkey, and it was apparently cost over $100,000 to build. So this engine was bought for $20,000, and then it was all stripped apart, had light and pistons, balanced flywheel, their supercharger. It had basically every single modification you could ever have on an LS, basically. And then they fitted it. This whole body was glued down. But it was made basically to the specifications that if you wanted to go four-wheel drive like a real Diablo, the transmission tunnel's there for it, the front hubs are also there for it, so there's lots of scope for you to go all out if you want to. So
we actually ran out of gas, that's why this doesn't, it's not running in this video, and we're also running out of light. I know it might not look like it, but we have like basically 45 minutes until the sun goes down. So I just wanted to let everybody know that this car is for sale, and look how authentic it looks. I know it has Diablo taillights, like it looks the part in every angle. It got the doors that go up, and that roof can we take that roof off?
We can.
You have the gauge cluster that is more or less faithful recreation, I guess you would call it. You have a real Lamborghini center console. There is no gated mechanism, but we can certainly get one. Or ooh, that's.
And then that should just clip into the back.
Yeah, so that's just clip in here. Oh, there we go.
Just like that.
Dude.
I would click that shut, but don't bother because I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to take it back off again in a second.
Yeah, dude, this is awesome. Like, the fitment of this is good. Now, this is a kit car, and you know there are some odds and ends that need doing. The steering wheel is a bit tatty here, and you know, things just need general refurbishment. But the person that did this certainly spent a lot of time and a lot of money on this car. And we went underneath it in one of your videos.
Yeah, I can show you. We can link to the footage for that. But underneath is fantastic. I mean, basically, when the man recreated this, he had the drawings and the plans of a real Diablo. So, in some ways, with the modern engine and the brakes, the bigger brakes, this has probably got better performance and better braking when it's running.
Yeah.
Clearly, you know. But the glass, I believe, is real. There's parts on it that are real.
Yeah.
The front headlights, someone was going like, they are Nissan 3000 ZX headlights.
300ZX, yeah. So these are, I mean, 300ZX headlights. They're pretty easy to come by, but it's cool that they're here and they're in the right place. Now, this is actually a bumper that is very, very faithful to what this is supposed to be. It's not like its own thing. It looks like a real Diablo. And if you painted this, let's say purple, this would look fantastic.
See, when I got this, right, I was missing the mirrors. And I was like, what am I going to do? Because these mirrors are unique. And I reached out to the guy in Dallas who built the car, and he said, oh, I spent like, I think including labor is over 200 grand. And he's like, these mirrors I've designed in such a way that I have them on my shelf. They are for this car. If you want to give me 500 bucks, I'll send them to you. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know him, so I sent him 500 bucks. And they turned up. But you are right. These mirrors in purple, popping out with the color with those wheels would be a different level. I think the blue is nice. This is a Dodge Monaco blue, so it's a nice color.
This is really nice, dude.
You got a few blemishes on the paint on the passenger door.
Yeah,
I think, you know, it's gonna need paint. It's gonna need some love.
It's gonna need everything. It's a project, but it's a project that is almost there. And for somebody that wants a car like this that looks exactly like a Diablo would look. I mean, these Diablos, one like this would probably be $400,000.
So you're talking, you know, Walmart money for a car. I mean, if you have a big car collection with your AMG C63s and your nice high-end middle-of-the-range stuff, if this was at the back of a workshop with a paint job and you just didn't want to drive it, this would be the most beautiful sculpture in the world. No one would ever know.
Yeah, this is something that you could take to your local Cars and Coffee, and even if you didn't want to fool anybody into thinking that a real Lamborghini, it's still an awesome talking piece. So, dude, I wish I could keep this because, you know, I would actually love these cars to be next to each other in my garage. But yeah, P1 parts are real expensive.
They are really expensive. I reckon if you sold this, you might be able to buy like a spoiler for yours. I
mean, maybe like a wheel nut or something.
That's it. I just think it's a cool car. It needs to go to the right person, but the hard work has been done. This starts, runs, and drives when it's got fuel. But overall, it's cool, right? I just think it's really cool.
So, what are we asking for this bad boy? So, I'm going to preface this with saying a left-hand drive example. This is in the UK, but it can be brought to the States or anywhere else you need this car to be. Something like this, an NA ERC chassis, would fetch between, I'd say, $60,000 and $80,000 all done up. So, what are we?
So basically, you're in a bit of a weird position. Here in England and Europe, everyone knows that a Chevy V8 is top end of the line. It fits absolutely everything. It fits every car you want to build at home. But in this car, that engine and tranny is probably 25 grand alone. I think if we put up for 45 grand, it would be the cheapest one in the country. Richard's owned it, you've owned it, I've owned it. It's good bones. You're going to spend 5-10 grand on it and you're going to have yourself a 100 grand car. Like, it's a lot of car. I think at 45, there's probably a little bit of wiggle room there, but you're going to get a car that has been owned by some of the biggest names in the world, Freddie and Richard.
No,
not me.
Now, this one is very interesting because, Sam, tell me a little bit about this one. This one is also for sale, but I'm not selling it, so it matters less to me, but I know it matters to you.
If you look over here, this here is a real Lamborghini, okay?
Wow.
Just about see it, right?
Yeah.
That's
is the wheel in there? Is that stock too?
That is off Jesse's Jetta from Fast and Furious.
What?
That's the real set of wheels that I'll have another Jesse's Jetta one day. But windshield's real, Don't worry about it being cracked. All the glass is real. The rear lights are real. There's parts on this car that are real, but it is a lengthened and widened Toyota MR2 2-litre turbo. I mean, it sounds amazing bouncing off the rev limiter. It sounds fantastic. But under here,
is this where the magic happens?
Where the magic happens. So
wow.
as you can see, this would be the original turret for the suspension.
Oh wow!
And it's been extended about 1.5 feet.
So they they just went whoop.
Yeah, a bit of mastic, we glue it in. She's turbo, she's super quick, it pulls like an absolute rocket ship. I mean, it's not Lamborghini fast, but compared to the one that's not running next to it that's run out of fuel, she's pretty fast.
Well, so we have 3 Lamborghinis, right? So we have a 4-cylinder, we have an 8-cylinder, and then we have a 6-cylinder. None of them are 12 cylinders like they're supposed to be.
And then over there is a real replica Ferrari 355.
Yeah.
And that also has a 4-cylinder, so between them all we could probably make a V12.
That's right. So if you squint real hard, then that still doesn't look right. So but this is actually kind of cool. This is well, the chassis is, it's there, you know. That's where it is. And there's, yep, they made them solid. That's how they. Oh boy! All right. So is it? There's supposed to be a filter or something on here. So
basically, what we do is we pour water into this to make sure the engine is lubricated. No, it's just not finished. But it starts and runs and drives. It goes like a rocket. It stops okay. It's going to need loads of love. It's going up for sale. The last one in the country that was a project sold for like 25 grand. So
whoa!
You know, it's a lot of money. But these kits alone, back in like the sort of early 2000s, were 20 grand. So you, considering I'm giving you a free MR2,
yeah,
got a bargain.
This is amazing. So that is real. That's real. This is all real. Like the back end of this car looks legit.
This is real.
Is the Lamborghini badge real?
This is real.
Hold on. I can tell.
Lamborghini.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real.
The
right
glass
there,
says Lamborghini and it's real, so the Lamborghini badge must be real.
Yeah, so you know what? They just took the engine out, and then for cleaning purposes, and then they just didn't put it back in. So that's what happened.
My ideal, I've been telling Josh this for a little while. I bought myself a real supercar recently with a friend of mine that will come out in the future, and I want to put a Toyota running gear in a real Ferrari. I think that would be quite funny, right?
Don't do that. Why would you do that?
What do we say? Backwards compatible.
Backwards compatible.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay, I won't do that. I'll just put it back on the road, or I'll sell it to someone that can actually.
Yes, yes, please. Now, I should talk about the cars in the background because you guys are gonna notice that in the back of the video. So we have a CRX here, we have a cop car, but over there is something very cool. I mean, we have a Jurassic Park Ford Explorer that is one generation newer than the one in the movie. But this is a Ford Anglia, and it's the same one that they used in Harry Potter, right?
I'm a wizard, Gary. So this car,
Gary Potter, yeah.
I always assumed that, like, you know, that Harry was a reason they went for that. But this car here, so I was told by the old lady I bought it from, this was an actual movie used car, and it was found in a barn. And you know, I'll give you the link to the video if you want to see it. But this car apparently is a film used car. It's very rough, it's very rusty. But if it turns out to be real, it could be the start of me actually affording a real supercar. But it's quite cool, right?
So this might have been in a Harry Potter movie?
Yeah.
Which one? Harry Potter and the Field of Dreams?
Yeah. If you build it, we will come. The number plate is like NUK 304E nuke. So it's explaining just how bad it is.
Did they put the number plates on the window?
Yeah. So back in the day, people would steal cars and they'd replace the number plates to, you know, get around it. So what they did is they engraved the registration numbers with like a sandblaster on all the glass, so you could never hide the fact that it was stolen. But Warner Brothers has actually reached out to me recently.
What?
And they want to.
The Warner Brothers?
The Warner Brothers. There's 2 of them.
What about the Warner sister Dot?
And they're going to see if it's real. Like they said, there's a big chance that it's not. But even to go up there and get them to look at it, I think it would be pretty cool. So,
yeah, because didn't the real one get a tree, you know, going through it?
He said there's about 12 cars. Lots of them were smashed to pieces. A lot of them were used. One was eaten by a tree. But if it turns out to be real, it'll be cool. But if not, it's a cool story.
It's a really cool Ford Anglia. I mean, what are these things worth here?
So I paid £7,000 too much for this car. So 7 grand. Yeah. But I listened to a little old lady and I believed it might have been real, but realistically, in its current state, it's probably worth that. I'm not going to lose money on it, you know, but if it turns out to be real, they're making $1 million, but, you know.
Okay. Wonderful. Speaking of losing money, you know, that thing right there, not the CRX, the thing behind it. Oh boy, I need to sell that. So what are the odds you think somebody's going to want to buy that car?
No, the video's not over yet, but I can bet you, I bet you $500 that someone's already asked for your details to buy that car.
All right, so if you guys are interested in purchasing my Diablo replica, the NAERC chassis, then please hit me up in the link in the video description. I don't want to trade for anything. The car is in the UK. It would be great if you were in the UK or Europe, but the car can come to America. It does have a title. I think it is actually titled as a Fiero, but it's not
titled as a Fiero.
Yeah, but it's not really a Fiero. And we will have some pictures on my Instagram. I'll put up some Facebook posts, and then whenever the person comes by that wants to buy this car, it will be running and driving.
It'll be running and driving. Yeah. The fuel tank itself is quite a small unit, and there is a bit of debris in there. We can get it running and driving. We shot and go forward and backwards, but overall it's going to need some maintenance. It's going to need going through. Yeah, you know, we're going to have to rip out the piston rings, you fry.
No, you're not going to have to rip out any piston rings. It's fine.
It runs and drives well. Like, it's a bit of fun. It sounds phenomenal. I can tell you right now, there's not another V8 I have ever heard sound like that good and rev that quick. It is unbelievable, you know.
It sounds fantastic. So definitely hit me up, and if you're interested in Sam's Mercy, the white one, or any of his other cars, then go check them out at Hard Up Garage, and I'm going to put links to that in the description below. But this was fun. This was I like this. It is chilly. It's really kind of cold, and the sun's going down, so I'm going to leave it there.
So what's going down? The Reliant?
I just thought that's how they were. Okay, nice.
Parked it was on 3 wheels.
Yeah. Hey, you can't park there.